Everyone. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Oh, yes. Okay, Lola, thank you very much. My goodness. Well, we're back to a very loud morning here. Okay, thank you. They all know you're here now. They all know you're here now. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Let me just go over to the chat because I want to read that. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Peralita, Leslie, Loretta. Who else we got? Regina, Sherry. Oh, good. Regina, Sherry, Dawn. How are you? Bernice, Emmy. How are you, Em? Yeah. So we got a smaller group. Thursdays are not a huge group, but in my opinion, Thursday is the best day to craft. All that other stuff's out of the way, and you can start your weekend crafting on Thursday. But then again, I like to craft every single day, and that today's no exception. Today, we're going to be working on a project that I wanted to do last weekend. It is a rather large project, which I tend to avoid during the week, but we're gonna persevere and push through and do it. It's actually called, it's an explosion box, but it's very large, and I'm not going to be able to get it all into the to the screen, but I'm going to actually try to show you what it looks like when it's open. So it is a Christmas tree. This one, I decided to do it in blue. That's because the one coming up that's a luminary, this is a luminary as well, but the it's more of an explosion box than a luminary. So decided to do this all in blue because it has snowmen inside. And when you take off the top like this, it fans out, and it's rather large. If you didn't notice, it fans out, and you are going to see inside like three layers that almost look like a snowflake, and then there's snowmen and even a lighted tree on the inside. So it is hard to show, but what we're going to do is we're going to piece everything together first, so that way we're not working with this rather large project like on the on the work surface here. So it closes with this really adorable thing. I think this would be a great little, sort of like focal point centerpiece or something as a gift to give to someone. Maybe you can even put a gift on the inside, although I like it as a luminary. And then at night or whatever, or when you're at the Christmas table or whatever, there you go. You can open it up and see it. I almost think it needs music. And it does have, like, on the bottom, this stand. Now, this is not to be confused with the luminary tree, which I started working on yesterday. That we're going to do on Saturday night. And I want to just give you a peek at that. That one is about the same. It's a little bit smaller. It's about the same, but I haven't got like a topper on it yet. But this is really extraordinary, I thought, and really kind of cool. So we're doing this one on Saturday night. And let's see, what else is there? Hi, Leilani. Hi, Ardeen. Hi, Becky and Shelly. Good morning to everybody. It is a very cold. We had our first bit of snow. It was nothing here. It was like a dusting of snow here. And so it's a perfect day to craft. So I thought, that's what I'm going to do today. How about you guys? You going to do that? Let's go ahead. I'm going to just tell you that you can find this on Dreaming Tree. And I'm going to bring you back here just so you can see. So this is Dreaming Tree. If you've never known about Dreaming Tree or you've never seen them, they have very large 3D files. They're very large, and so you need a lot of work to make them happen. A lot of space, I mean, but they're pretty easy and they go together so beautifully. They're so well thought out. Now, these are files that you have to purchase, as we had discussed. I'm not sure if it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, where we discussed, sometimes SVG files you have to buy and upload. And this is one of them. So you will find it in their Christmas files. You can just go here to the Christmas files and you can find all kinds of stuff. They do all have this thing where if you make a purchase for about $10, I think, $9.98, you get what they have as a free gift. So this is the free gift right now, the Jolly Jointed uh, elves. I guess they're all elves. Mrs. Claus is an elf too, right? And this is the freebie. They always give you a freebie with each launch. And I wanted to point out that they have this really adorable mouse freebie. So if you can't purchase these or don't want to purchase these, you can always do their free files, which they have up so many files, and which I own every single one of them, and they're really great files. The most recent being this mouse, but also there's a gift card box, like to put gift cards in. There's this adorable uh, ornament, and then these trees which look good on the structures that we've been doing, like the church. Okay, so I'm going to just jump in because this takes a little bit of time. And really, actually, I was really surprised that this video. See, our friend over at Dreaming Tree, Leo, usually takes quite a long time to explain how these go together, but he actually rushed through this one. So I want to take the time that is going to needed. So I've broken this down into groups, and what we're going to do is sort of assemble or do all the work for in the smaller pieces. So inside, remember, there were those 3 layers of petals. So this is the outside petal, and then I have a second layer of petals, and then we have um, the third inside with the snowmen. So I'm going to get started on the main petals first, and I have cut this out. So these are going to get treatment on both sides. So I cut out this for the inside, and then for the outside, I cut out this really kind of interesting blue, because again, I wanted to make it like sort of a wintry wonderland type of thing. And I thought that that's what I would do. So all I'm going to do is go ahead and start gluing here on each of these. And let's go ahead and do that. You're going to be mindful of um, where the the dotted score line is. And in fact, it might help you for placement to already fold those edges there. Okay, it might actually be helpful. So let's go ahead and do that. So there you go. Also, while I'm doing this, I wanted to remind you that our giveaway is going on. So if you haven't got your name in today, do get over to get your name in, because you can do that every single day. And the goal of the giveaways is for me to increase the number of people that are subscribed. There's about I think of the people that watch my videos, only like 40% are subscribers. So if you're watching and you're not a subscriber, here's your opportunity to become a subscriber and get your name in for not just one prize. There's 5 prizes we're giving out this month. So do get over there and subscribe. Because hey, it's free. Did you know that we're giving away this month? We're giving away BrightPad Go. Those are $100 each. Those are the ones that you don't have to keep plugged in. You can actually charge them and bring them anywhere you like. They last for quite a long time. That they charge and then they just recharge with the cord that's included. So we're giving away 3 of those. And then we're also giving away 2 EasyPress Minis. That's the little EasyPress that does the iron on for the small things or in tight places. Also works great on paper. So we've used it a lot when we've done paper, like when we've done cards that we want to put iron on. Because yes, you can put iron on paper on our cards. So all I'm doing is this. So anyway, all you have to do is go ahead and uh, look for the link. Now, when I'm doing a live, I can't put the link in. So you have to wait until just after I close out the live and I'll put the link. But maybe bookmark it so that you'll remember to go there every single day. Also, don't forget that Lori Whitlock, which is shop.loriwhitlock.com, is having her 12 days of Christmas. I already went there and picked up my free file. What is it today? It's a beautiful gift tag that is normally $1.99, and I love that because I can just go there and pick up every day, pick up the file, and in the end, it's like $25 worth of files, I think, because they're at least $1.99 each, right? So this is a good thing. I like free. Free is good. So here we go. We're going to be, we're not going to see this as an end result till the very end, because again, it's a bit awkward to work with. So what we're doing is we're sort of breaking it down into categories. This is the external, and this is going to be on the outside. This is going to be on the inside. So let's just finish up here. Now on the outside, there's also going to be that cap that has the star on it. So we can do that while we're here as well, while we're doing this part. And there is also, I think I mentioned and showed you, is that there's also an external, like a stand or a base that it works with or without the base. I kind of like the base because it gives a real Christmas tree feel to it, but I'm going to show you how to do that too, and then we'll start working on the inside. All right, so that's what I'm doing here, is finishing up these external petals. I'll work as fast as I can. Talk amongst yourselves. um, I oh, and this morning he, like our UPS driver or our Amazon drivers, they come late at night, which is kind of weird. They come late at night. So I had purchased a set of gaming headphones for him, right? And I thought it was going to come in a box, right? Of course. Well, they sent it in the box that it was packed in, which I've never seen them do that before. And so he was like, he went, because he's the first one out the door. He's usually the only one out the door. And he said, I think I accidentally saw my Christmas gift. And I was like, what? That's crazy. So I just thought I would mention that if you guys are buying for people that are in your household, be careful of what you're buying, because they might see it ahead of time, which is kind of a bummer. But it was like one of his bigger gifts. He likes to play those video games. So there you go. So we're creating the base now. The base consists of this sort of, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, it has 6-sided, and then a band on in the middle here. So I'm just folding all of the score marks here, and I am going to be looking for, where is it? Here it is. these two pieces that we're going to use for decoration as well on the bottom. So these are going to get glued together. You see that there are two, there's like one tab on each of these pieces. So they're going to get together at the tabs right here. So let's glue this piece together like this. Do your best to get them as straight as possible. And if you want, you can actually fold over like this to make sure that it's not crooked, that it's straight. And then these pieces have a little, like a little score line here, and they're going to go on here, which you could probably do that ahead of time. So let's go ahead and do that. Whoops. While we're waiting for that tab to dry. Did I put it on well? Yeah, I did. So I got to start making cookies though. I usually start before now. I was thinking this weekend, gee, what do I need to do? And I am a cookie baking fiend. I have certain cookies that I love to make every year. There are my gingerbread corgis. We always make gingerbread corgis. That's Owen's favorite. And we have beautiful Christmas cutout cookies that we do. That we don't have to do those just in corgis. We do stars and trees and stuff like that. And then there are the ones that people ask for every year, and that includes the chocolate crinkles and this pecan, like a pecan sandy that everybody loves. I actually have a woman on the school committee that she asks for them every year, so I have to oblige her. So, so we have to get started on that. What else do I make? The gingerbread, the cutouts, pecan sandies, the chocolate crinkles. There's usually more. There's like four. I'm trying to think of what else. I've made others like Linzer cookies and stuff like that, but those are my basic ones. So, okay, here what I've done is I've glued this together, and all of a sudden two flat pieces are going to create the base. Isn't that cool? Now you have here, there's a lot of these cut out. They're not all going to be used for the base. You're going to use this one, which says liner. Okay. And then you're going to use, let's make sure, I think these two, and they're all the same size. Here we go. Now, with the liners, this is what I like to do. I know that Leo doesn't do this, but for me, I think it's really, it's an easier way to make sure everything's lined up. I take that top, the tabs on the top, and fold them out, and then I go ahead and glue them. Just put the glue on there. Just work fast so your glue doesn't dry. Oops. Okay, so then what I do is I fold them back in like this and flip it over. You can flip it over and fold it back in, whatever you want to do. So I'm putting them back in like this, and I'm going to take that piece that's called liner, and I'm going to nestle it in here just like this. So that's why we glue the inside piece of the tab. But for me, it makes that square, that whatever that shape, come in correctly. And you just have to go around and make sure you're pushing all those pieces in like that. See? And once you have that done, then you can close up the box and use your piece to cover and then flip over and do, or you can do whichever ever you want to do. Once you have that, the inside part sort of making the shape, then you can just go ahead and do the decorative outer piece. And it looks so much better. And you don't have to worry too much about making sure that that shape happens. Leo does this hinge method, which is good, but I'm like, for me, this works best. So you do whatever works for you. Okay. So we have the outside petals done, and we're almost done with the base, which is pretty cool. I'm not dilly-dallying. And we're going to put this over the top. Really want to make sure you're pressing on the edges here because that's where the glue is. Don't press down too much in the middle because it's hollow there, even though it's fairly strong. You want for the glue to set here. And if this helps, you can do this too. So there is our bottom piece, our base piece. Pretty simple. Let's do the top of the tree. And that is this piece that is got or has a bunch of these dotted dash lines or dashed cut lines, and it's going to go together like this. You can actually glue it closed just here because then we'll decorate it. But I like to do it on a flat surface so that way I know it comes out the proper way. It's hard to do things like this on while you're holding it up. So here are my little pieces. Notice my it was kind of an ombre. I don't know if it was an ombre, but it was like all this different fun like frost. So I think I'll do every other for this so it kind of gives that look of the different colors. And then here these pieces go on. Very exact right here. So I'll probably, as far as the gifts, the giveaways, I will probably pull a winner. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it Saturday night or maybe I'll do it Monday morning, but I'll probably pull the first winner soon. So here's how it works, or in theory, it works this way. So I run it through Rafflecopter, which is a free like giveaway engine, and you just put your name in after you've gone ahead and subscribed, and you don't forget every day you can come back and put your name in. So once you're subscribed, you can put your name in, but you gotta like or share or comment, that sort of thing, so that the goal being to get more followers. As far as followers are concerned, if you're new here, definitely say hello because this group is the friendliest group on the internet. Bunch of sweet people that I've met and spent the last 2 years with almost on a daily basis. You're not gonna, every once in a while, I get like, I don't know, depressed about like the internet because it can be, especially Facebook, can be kind of like people don't understand what some people are kind of joking about. And frankly, I always tell people, well, I always tell people, okay, thank you, that sarcasm is not a good thing on the internet. Okay, I think that's Benji. All right, here's the top, the part that you're going to pull off. So what I did was I cut this out. First, it was supposed to be in foil, but I cut it out in glitter paper, gold, and I probably should have done silver. I hadn't thought about that, but what we're going to do is we're going to leave these two tails. We glued the two pieces together, and then leave these two tails unglued like this, and then they're going to get on here. So let's go ahead and put glue on those. Anyway, what I was trying to say is this is a very, very nice group. And whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever you may be, it's a very welcoming group. People are always so nice. And I very rarely get any kind of negative feedback. And you wouldn't either, if is what I'm saying. You're welcome here. You are welcome here. Okay, so there is the top done. We're making great progress. Maybe I'm not as specific as Leo is. All right, so cute. You can actually put that aside here. Let's focus on the inner piece. So the inner piece is this giant tree with all of this, which is what makes the luminary. Now, I did do something different from what he did. I didn't put in like Christmas colors here because I thought, well, it's really not a Christmassy thing. It's more wintry. And so you could leave this out during the winter. You know, it's real pretty, and you can leave it out during the winter time on your table after all your Christmas decorations were gone. That you certainly could do. So what I decided to do was, rather than put Christmas paper on the outside, I decided to just switch it to glitter because I thought, ooh, I love glitter. So what we're going to do is work on the inside first. And I cut out this. This is from, let's see, this is vellum. If you've never worked with vellum before, it's fairly easy to work with. It cuts. You have to make sure you're using a brand new Cricut mat when you're cutting, because it needs to stick to the mat really well so that it doesn't lift during cutting. And sometimes I have it lift and I'm like, what was I thinking? So then we're going to put it on. We don't want a lot of glue on the inside. We just want this. And you don't have to use vellum. You can use like tissue paper if you have it, or like pearl paper that might be sort of see-through, or you can leave it blank. But I like vellum, and I was able to get a lot of this clear, or they call it white or clear vellum, at Michael's, like a crazy, like 40 pack or 50 pack. I don't know. It was a lot. And I snatched that up. It was only a few dollars. Snatched that up. So I always have plenty of vellum around. Now we've talked about this in the past, but you can color these. You can either use stamp pads or ink pads. What else can you use? You can use your markers, or you can put them in your printer. The printers will do it. However, the printer uses a lot of ink. So unless you have one of those Echo Tank or instant ink, you need to make sure that that's going to work out okay for your particular situation. You can also buy it colored, but I find it's rather expensive and difficult to find. Sometimes you can get lucky and find it in different places, but not always all the colors you want. I found a bunch of individual colors like red and green and gold at Create for Less, but that was a while ago. And I think I paid $2 for 5 sheets. So there's that. All right. So while I'm jawing away, I put all of my, see how nice and flat it is. And if it lifts a little bit, that's okay because it's going to be on the inside. But if you're particular, you can go ahead and glue it. I just did not use a whole lot of glue because it's not super porous. And it's the kind of thing that looks good on when it's peeking through rather than actually glued. You see that? That doesn't really ever go away. And then I cut out these, and you'll notice that there's at the top, there's either a circle or a star. So they go opposite: circle, star, circle, star, circle, star. This. And this is, let's see, this glitter paper actually came from Michael's. I wanted to tell you something about Michael's. I found this really cool, as if I didn't need any more paper, right? But I did find these packs of paper, and I'm thinking for Christmas they did them, but oops, what did I do here? This is not right. Oh. Mm, mm, mm. And I put this on the, oh my God, you guys, I put this on the opposite side. So we're going to pretend that I didn't mess up. Look at that. I put the vellum on the wrong side. Here, this is what we'll do. We'll go ahead and put it on the correct side where I put the vellum. I'm a goober. All right. So stop your talking and just pay attention, Rita. All right. Normally, it's the vellum would go on the opposite side, and then the glitter or whatever you chose would go on the outside, but we didn't do it that way. So let's go ahead and correct it. You would hardly notice it. And I know my mother's friends over at the retirement home not going to notice this little flub. I will, but they won't. So that's the thing about crafting. And please do me a favor. When you're crafting, it's very easy among crafting friends to say, it's not perfect. Or, see here, I made the mistake. I used to do that with my knitting all the time. I'd give somebody something and I say, oh, but I made a mistake here. And they would be like, so grateful to receive whatever knitting thing I did that they didn't really notice it, but because I was, a perfectionist about it, I would point that out. And I just started learning to say, here's the gift. And when they say thank you, say, you're welcome. Just say, you're welcome. And there are people who really do love handmade gifts, and especially other crafters, and they don't need to know, if they're really good crafters, they know the problems that come up, and they don't point out flaws. Remember, it's wabi sabi crafting. It's not perfect, but it's not meant to be perfect. And if you want it perfect, have China make it for you, because they might do something with a machine and it's perfect, yeah, but it doesn't have that love. It's very important not to point out your fault. It's not about humility, because I feel like I can be a very humble person, but rather it takes away from the hard work that you did, and then people don't like, why'd you give it to me if it's not perfect, kind of thing. To them it's perfect. So all right, we flubbed up here, but we still got it done, and it looks pretty darn good. You can only see a few pieces of the vellum sticking out. So here is what we're going to do. We're going to close this up and leave it to dry. All right. Make sure that it's flat, because then when it comes open, it will turn into the shape that we want it to. Moving right along. So here is another layer of petals. I'm calling them petals. I don't know, but they are actually, there's two layers here. There's the bottom layer and this top layer that goes on. The reason why they do it, I think, this way is to sort of make it kind of thick, because when you go to put it together, um, it's, you need the walls to sort of be thicker so that they hold up nice before you open it up. Now I chose this paper, but I didn't have enough of it, so I cut out, because I liked it because it was double-sided and it looked like skating. And then I couldn't find really something, you know, that matched it, so I chose this one here. So a couple of them are going to be the skating one, and a couple are going to be this snowflake one, and I think that's going to look cool. Use what you got, right? And the other thing to consider is that, and these are going to go on top, and there's, I think, 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's 6 of them. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. So maybe I'll use 3 and 3. Yeah, that's good. That's good. These are extra. Get them out of the way. So this is just a very simple piecing situation. You're going to just glue this on here. It's very plain, so I'll show you what I did. I just got my rhinestones out and I decorated them a little bit. Again, I'm going for sort of a winter wonderland sort of look here. You can do something different. And in fact, with the project on Saturday, the luminary, I had sort of a vision last night of doing it in cream colored and then pink with mercury glass. So I think I'm going to be cutting out quite a few of those, because I love pink and silver, and I just love that. I was actually at TJ Maxx the other day, and they had some beautiful ornaments in pink, and I was like, yes, I don't care. I mean, Owen, he does not like the glass ornaments because they break on him, but I was like, I brought him home. He goes, oh great, more ornaments for me to break. But they were too good to pass up. So here, I could even put one up here if I wanted to. Sort of, I think the idea here when it's opened up is that, like, this, you're in the middle of the forest, because this looks a bit like a tree. So I kind of like that. And again, these are all suggestions. You do it the way that you want to. If you want a purple Christmas tree thing, do it. Personally, I would have a pink tree or a silver tree, because I love that look. And I grew up with those silver trees. Does anybody remember that had the little wheel? That's what we grew up as. Very mid-century modern, and I regret, like every Christmas, I regret telling my father to throw it out, because it's worth like $600 now. It's like ridiculous, but oh well, somebody else got it. Hopefully they saved it from the trash. And it's adorning somebody else's home now. But I have noticed that they sell them now, and they're not quite as wonderful as the one we had. And they're like $700. And I know that they weren't $700 when my dad bought his, because he was really frugal like me. And also, we got so many years out of that thing. Like, I think 25 years with that tree. when I went to TJ Maxx, they did have a silver tree, but it was like pre-lit. The thing about this tree was it had like each individual branches, and we saved the paper sleeves and everything. They came in like this paper sleeves. So every year my dad and I would go ahead and he'd be like, hand me number one. Hand me number two, that sort of thing. And we would put that thing together, and there was like 100 and I don't know, something, a lot. There were a lot of individual branches on there. And no, it didn't look real, but it wasn't supposed to look real. I mean, there's a tree in your house. How is that supposed to be realistic? It's a little weird. But I mean, I've had my share of real trees as well. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of like the fake ones. I sort of collect them. And every year we have this conversation, Owen and I, which one we going to put up? And Owen hates the flocked one. He calls it the one that sheds. And I'm like, Owen, it's flocked. And he's like, yeah, it sheds everywhere. And the vacuuming, like for a kid who is a real messy kid, he really is like funny about, making a mess, at least in the living area. In his room, forget it. But all right, I'm jawing on, but you guys see what I'm doing. This is the kind of project that you can do on a lazy afternoon. It's a lot to cut out. I would suggest you cut it all out first and put it aside. And here we go, this one here. And by the way, this paper that I'm using is from Martha Stewart from a very long time ago. I don't know if anybody remembers when she was really into paper crafting and she had her own paper line. But she had some gorgeous papers. That this one here was all about skating, and like it was like Christmas skating. I loved it, so I had to buy it, and I use it very infrequently, but I thought, well, I will use it for this. Now, these ones, I don't think I'm going to put the rhinestones on because they're pretty neat looking as they are, right? And then the last one here. Then we're going to work on the snowman, which I think is the most labor intensive part. And honestly, you could do this without the snowmen, but they do lend a really cute addition to. Oh, I love Martha. Martha's like my friend. Julia, Martha, we're on first name basis. She's a cool lady. I've been following her since the 90s. And I had all of her books. And I mean, she's the person that introduced me to homemade marshmallows. At that point, I was like, you can't make marshmallows. And Martha did. So there you go. So here's the next grouping that we're done with. These are the bottom pieces. I think that's extra. And then the cone of shame. No, I'm just kidding. Not the cone of shame. This cone piece that goes in the middle, we have to assemble the sort of base plate or the base of it. And it's real simple. Just kind of fold it. And there on each of the tabs, there's a triangle. So we're going to push those back. Just like this. I'm actually going to fold it both ways. All right, and then we're going to glue, we're going to glue here. Two very different styles, Julia Child and Martha Stewart. So what's kind of cool, I just dropped my glue. I take from Julia the idea that nothing can be perfect and you just have to roll with the punches, because that's kind of how she was. If she couldn't get something to work, she just made it work. Come up with. I remember one time she was on David Letterman, and they were making they were making something with ground beef, and she was trying to make this thing, and she couldn't get, oh, I remember, they were trying to make just a hamburger, and David had this like a hot plate on his stage. I think he was the only person that he let cook in it in his studio. Anyway, and then the hot plates did not work. So she turned it around and she made like a raw beef, like a steak tartare kind of thing, and it was like, wow, that's magical. That's magical. So, I don't know that I would eat raw beef, but she was like, well, what are you gonna do? You got to roll with the punches. So see how that goes on there. All right, let's talk snowmen. So the snowmen do not have faces, and you have to kind of draw them in. So what I decided to do with it is, first of all, they all get folded like this, and there are going to be 8. There's snowmen and snow women. Is there 8? I keep saying 8. It's 6. There's 6. I gotta take off my sweatshirt. It's getting hot in here. So each one of them has a little hat. So this is the for the girl. So these ones here that have sort of, I suppose you could call it a bonnet. That's what I'm going to call it. So it has a bonnet on each side. You just have to paper piece and make sure that they match up. So here's what I did. I cut it out in a different color of glitter blue, a darker one. And I'm going to go through and put the hats on either side of the snowman. Now, tomorrow's Friday, which means we're coming back to Freebie Fridays. And we're going to be going on to, let's see, what are we doing tomorrow? We're doing a really cool shaker card. It's a freebie that is like a Christmas cactus inside of the shaker card. And it's really, really cute. But I'm going to also change it up to put something a little more traditional in there. So in case you don't want to do the cactus, you can do something else. So hopefully I can come up with some idea on that. So we're putting the hats on all of these. Here's the ladies. Ladies first. I hope we get a lot of snow this year because I want to see how our Miss Lola reacts to snow. It's so fun to watch particularly a corgi in a large snowbank, and they kind of hop. They hop, hop, hop to get through. So cute. And also, it seems to bring out the puppy in them. So that's cool too. All right, so we got to find the man's hats, which are shaped more like top hats, I guess. They're top hats. And I cut out a little too many of them because I always lose the little pieces. So figured why not. So these are the top hats. Trying to decide. We're going up to see my sister after Christmas, and trying to decide if we should bring the dogs because she has like 7 dogs. They're all like from the same parents, and she, like, when they had babies, she just sort of kept them, and some of them she gave away, but this her Bella had 2 litters which she hand delivered. That's my sister for you. She's like really an animal person. But I really, really want Benji to see. Teddy Bear's been up there, and he loves it up there. But Benji, I think, would be fun up there. And Lola, I don't know. She's a bit of a fuss budget. I love her, but I don't know if she would. I'm interested to find out. And she has chickens, so fresh eggs every day, which is cool. She was actually feeding them to the dogs because she had so many. I'm like, don't do that. Save them. Fresh eggs last a very, very long time as long as you don't refrigerate them. So, um, looks like I don't have the other size of the hat for this guy. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. So she's been known to send down dozens of eggs, and they're like gold in my house. And they sit on the counter for not long as we eat them all. Not for long. Okay, so here are our snowmen. So there's 3 females and 3 males, and they each have these 3 bits right here that are folded. So just go ahead and fold them. Just make sure. And you can choose which side's going to be the front. It doesn't really matter. But if you choose, like, for instance, this textured side, which is what I'll do, I'll choose the textured side. Make sure they're all going the same way, okay? Because that will matter when you put this together. So we're using the textured side, and let's get their little embellishments on. So for the boys, they've got these little ties, and the girls have bows. How do you like that? So here we go. And I'm just going to give them a little bit of a rhinestone each, right like that. We'll come back and do the faces in a second. Let's just get all of these guys dressed. How is your Christmas shopping going? I have done just a little tiny bit. Not a lot. And I'm a little worried because everything is taking a long time to arrive, right? So I don't have a lot of people to buy for. I haven't done my Christmas cards yet. I know a lot of you have sent cards to me, and we're going to have viewer mail because I got a ton of mail that I only just opened up most of it. Got some really lovely cards. We're going to have a viewer mail session. Maybe we'll do that next week. That will be nice. And I thank you for all the cards. All right. And a male and a female left. Here's the male. Here's the female. Which is good because I only have 2 more rhinestones on here. All right. So once we do this, we can start assembling everything. It will go together quickly. Because we have all the pieces together. All right. And faces. I'm not going to draw in all the faces because I want to get this completed and I'll just come back. Oh, by the way, there are noses. There are carrot noses. There's the smaller one is for the girls and the larger one is for the boys. It's like this. And I'm really surprised that he didn't put like faces or googly eyes. I think googly eyes would look really good here. But you just do your own face. There's mine. Like that. You would do that with all of them. Okay. Let's start putting this together. Need room, so let me clear out here. All right, so the large pieces right here, there are 2 of them. You're going to need one as like a covering and one as sort of the base. So here we're going to take the very largest pieces and we're going to glue them to this. What is this? A hexagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's a hexagon. So we're going to glue these. Let me get my glue ready. To the base. Oops, I'm doing it wrong. Rita, you're doing it wrong. All right. I glued this. This is supposed to be on the inside. This is the outside. So we'll put this here on the back. That's fine. That's fine. We can do it that way. So this is the outside piece, right? Like this. Just make sure you have it right at that crease. And it will get progressively harder to put this together if you do not have a lot of space. Like I don't have a lot of space here, but you can do it. I have faith in you. There we go. See? Next up is going to be the other ones. So I kind of did this wrong, and you know what I will do to correct it is I'll cut out another one of these hexagons, but it's not supposed to show on the bottom. But I don't have let's see. You definitely don't want it to show in the front, but that's what the other one goes towards. So this actually is completely wrong. Do not do as I'm doing. You want the tabs to be in the front because that's how you're going to line up for the next tabs. Oh, Rita, you really messed up. Goober, goober, goober. Gooba. All right. Well, we'll just have to wing it. Let's wing it. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. All right. So this one here. So you see, if they're in here, what's going to show is that there's going to be like lines in here, and that's how we're going to put the next row of petals or sides in. Whoops, did this wrong. But let's do this so you can see what I'm talking about. So once you have, let's take this one off. All right, hold on. There we go. I will salvage this. Okay. So once you have all of these glued in, it makes kind of a star shape, you see. But also here is where we're going to be able to put the next set of petals. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Am I wrong? Yeah, I'm wrong. I got this here. That's gonna go on the bottom. Okay, so then the next set is these ones, and they're, now that I messed up, I'm going to have to wing it, which is I want it to go sort of in between the two larger ones, and I want them to be sort of even. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue them like this. And again, it's sort of kitty corner. Make sure that you can close it up. That's the only thing. Closing it up. There we go. I'm eyeballing it. It's going to create like a little triangle here. There we go. And every other we're going to do. Okay, where are other pieces? Oh, it still looks pretty beautiful. Okay. There we go. Okay. Well, I didn't quite line this one up that well. This last one, I guess. I didn't, but I did pretty good the other ways. Right? And then we're going to be able to close it, I hope, by using this. And if not, that's okay. No, we're not. Actually, maybe I didn't do it so wrong. That's okay. So I'm going to use this for the bottom. And let's go ahead and put this here to cover up those tabs. My inner Julia Child is coming out. And Martha would be tisking at me, but Julia would be saying, "You go, girl." All right, and I'm just flipping this over so I can put this here. And I can actually put my base on if I wanted to, and which I do. I do want to. Okay, so here's my base. And this will be easier to put on because I can see where it's going. When I tried to do it the first time when it was assembled was a little bit hard. So I want to put it right in the middle. Okay. And flip it over. Almost done. Flip it over. Where's our base for our inner tree? Right here. We're going to put that in. This is an eyeball thing. And this. All that's left is the snowmen. So I'm going to show you how those go in because it's kind of tricky. But I wanted to, if you had to run, I wanted to show you how you would put this together. So you just sweep up all of these side pieces, the petals, get them all sort of straight, hold them with one hand, and then you take the top and pop it on there, and it is done, except for the snowman. Okay, and I'll show you the rest of the snowman, but this is how you would present it. You could put a little luminary in there. Isn't that adorable? Oh, so cute. So cute. So the snowmen are a little tricky Remember these pieces that we folded? They have to go in so that this is a very tricky little thing. See here, this is a sort of a flat piece. We're going to put it on this petal. I want to make sure I get this right, because even I had a problem with it, and I think Leo did too. All right, so the flat part is, or where the straight cut is going to go along here, and then this is going to match right here. I don't know if it's showing. Let me make sure that it's showing what I'm doing. So see where it's rounded here? This is where the rounded piece, and only on this part of the tab. Okay, just like this. And then we're going to take this folded piece and prop up the snowman and put glue on this tab. And make sure, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like if your snowman is sitting up, you've done it properly. So let's get the boy. Where's the boy? Come here, boy. I don't know where the boy with the carrot, but we'll just do, that's a girl. We'll just do the boy again so you can see. So on each one of these petals, we're going to put glue on this, on the underside here. And place it so that it's, the straight edge is right here on the outside of that hexagon. And then glue this little tab and lift up that snowman and match it like that. But you just have to do it right at the fold. So once you do that, they'll all be around like they're sort of celebrating the tree. And then we just go ahead and put these all up like this. I did find that sometimes you have to sort of, these outside pieces, you have to sort of like train them to be straight because they have so much glue on them from having those two sides. But and then there we have everything together. Where's our top? Here's our top. Isn't that awesome? It's so awesome. Do you love it? Oh, magnificent. Thank you, Laurie Joe. I knew somebody was paying attention. I know you guys get lost in conversation, and that's okay because that's what this is about. It's Cricut Chat. Um, Yay, thank you, Perlita. Susan loves it. Tamara, Sherry. So, if you want to make something that's like a could go from Christmas to the new year and don't have to put it away with all of your Christmassy decorations, I'd highly recommend this because it's just wintry and it can stay out, and it's a really fun and awe-inspiring thing. You take that top off and out pops this inside scene with a little light we can put in there. And all of our snowmen sort of gleefully moving about the outside. Just, I don't know. It's a really cute piece. I'm so glad I was able to sneak it into our schedule. We have another very large piece coming up on Saturday. If you're just, if you tuned in late, it is the luminary tree. It's a very similar, but it's less of an explosion box and more of a luminary, and it's really cool. We have I'm looking at the calendar and we're like running out of time before Christmas. So next week, I think we wanted to either do the choo-choo train or the gingerbread clock house. So I don't know. I want to hear from you what you'd like to do for next week. But this Saturday, we're doing that luminary tree. So I hope that you have a wonderful day. And instead of I think you will use these for the boys' gift cards. Oh, nice. That sounds like a good idea, Oma. Um, it's very sturdy. It's not like, it's going to fall apart, but you do have to kind of keep it in a safe place afterwards, so you don't want to crush it. Suppose you could lay it on its side to store it, but it's really adorable. Look at that bottom. So cute. Um, and I like that it's sort of just wintry. I like that. Oh, look what I did. I put this on wrong. Okay, you didn't notice that. You didn't notice that. All right, so there you go. Awesome. I hope you all have a wonderful day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Um, I think we'll work on the choo-choo train. Yeah, choo-choo train. We got a choo-choo train. I do want to do birds cards, that gorgeous gingerbread house. I don't know. We'll see. All right, everyone. Let me know in the comments, okay? Thank you so much for coming today. We have quite a few people. I don't know if we hit 100 people on the live chat, but that would be awesome if we had. I get to see the results at the end. So thank you so much for coming today. I hope you enjoy your day. Get some crafting in. Thursday is the perfect day to start crafting for the weekend. All right. We'll talk to you